In the annals of unsolved crimes, the Hinterkaifeck murders hold a chilling place. The year was 1922. The place was a small farmstead nestled in the Bavarian countryside. Hinterkaifeck, the farm was called. It was an isolated place miles from the nearest village. The farm was home to the Gruber family, Andreas the patriarch, his wife Kazilia, their widowed daughter Victoria Gabriel, and her two young children, Kazilia and Joseph. The family mostly kept to themselves, fueling the whispers about them in the nearby village. Life at Hinterkaifeck was harsh but simple. The Grubers worked the land, tending to their crops and livestock. They had little need for the outside world. However, beneath the veneer of normalcy, something was amiss. The family was deeply troubled.
Andreas was a stern and controlling man, prone to fits of rage.
Strange occurrences at Hinterkaifeck escalated. Andreas found unfamiliar footprints in the snow. They led from the woods to the back door, but there were no outgoing tracks.
Andreas searched the house but found no intruder.
Days later, the maid quit without warning. She claimed the farmhouse was haunted.
Andreas scoffed but felt something was wrong.
Then came the newspaper. Andreas found it on the doorstep. It was a Munich newspaper, but they never subscribed. No one in the household bought it. The newspaper was dated the previous day. This filled Andreas with dread. He felt his family was being watched. On the evening of March 31st, 1922, the unthinkable happened. The entire Gruber family was brutally murdered in their home. The killer or killers had used a mattock, a farm tool similar to a pickaxe, to bludgeon each victim to death. The scene was horrific. Andreas was found in the barn, his body sprawled in the hay. His wife Kazilia and daughter Victoria were discovered in the farmhouse kitchen, their bodies lying in pools of blood. Little Kazilia was found dead in her bed, her tiny body covered in bruises.
The most gruesome discovery was that of Joseph. The young boy had apparently witnessed the murder of his family. He was found lying next to his mother's body, his hair clutched tightly in her lifeless hand.
The murders at Hinterkaifeck sent shockwaves through Germany. How could such a horrific crime take place in such an isolated location? Who would want to harm the Gruber family?
The police investigation was hampered by the remoteness of the crime scene and the lack of witnesses. The killer had left few clues behind, or so it seemed.
One chilling detail stood out. The murderer had not left the farm after the killings. There was evidence that the killer had stayed at Hinterkaifeck for several days after the murders. They had fed the livestock, eaten the family's food, and even slept in their beds. Whoever committed this heinous act seemed to be comfortable in the home of their victims. This unsettling fact only added to the mystery of Hinterkaifeck. The Hinterkaifeck murders remain unsolved to this day. Theories abound, but no one has ever been charged with the crime. Some believe the killer was Karl Gabriel, Victoria's estranged husband. Karl was reported missing in action during World War I, but his body was never found. Rumors say Karl survived the war and returned to Bavaria for revenge. Other theories suggest a robbery gone wrong or a disgruntled farmhand. Some whisper of an occult ritual. Despite numerous investigations, the case remains cold. The Hinterkaifeck murders remind us that darkness can lurk anywhere. The isolated farmstead stands as a monument to the crime and mystery. The question of who killed the Gruber family and why haunts us nearly a century later.